Hey everyone, it's the Dr. Jason West and the West Clinic Way. What we're doing is we're showing you real life patient examples of people that are beating their disease. In tonight's program, we're going to visit with Jordan and talk about why, if your thyroid's off, you get skin conditions. Now, everybody's thinking about the thyroid, that it has to do with metabolism, which is true, temperature regulation, overactive thyroid. You get your eyes basically that start to come out. They call that exophthalmos. If you have an underactive thyroid, metabolism concerns, inability to lose weight, hairs, brittle nails, tender skin, brittle nails, dry skin, all of it related to the thyroid. And what is the traditional medical treatment? Well, let's just give you thyroid medicine, either levothyroxine or synthroid, sometimes westroid. Used to be nature thyroid. There were so many different ways for giving artificial thyroid. But what is the deal with the thyroid? Well, it's the most important gland for regulating metabolism, but it's not by itself. There's all these other glands that are associated with it. You have your adrenal glands, you have your pituitary gland, which in most cases, most doctors totally ignore the pituitary gland. And yet it's the office manager of the body. It tells the thyroid what to do. How does it do that? It's through this TSH, or the thyroid stimulating gland. And then you have the thyroid itself, and it basically generates T4 and T3. If the thyroid doesn't work right, you're not working right either. Now, one of the things that people forget so many times is that the thyroid is actually a secondary gland of detoxification. So you start thinking about the glands that detox the body. Number one, the liver. Number 1A, the kidneys. Number 1B, the skin, but also the adrenal glands and the thyroid gland. And the thyroid gland is such an important gland in your immune system. So many people forget that thyroid gland has iodine in it. As the blood goes through the thyroid, the litter we have a cleansing effect that occurs. And if the thyroid backs up, one of the things that backs up the other glands, it makes the adrenals work harder, and it really makes the skin work harder. So tonight's program, we're going to talk about how we were able to help Jordan with the skin condition by cleaning out his thyroid gland, which, by the way, you guys, we have a wonderful book and replay that you can pick up at www.drjasonwest.live. You can pick that up. You just go over there, register, and you're going to get a free ebook on the thyroid. We put together about 7 or 8 pages of notes and also some recommendation of natural thyroid treatment programs. So without further delay, let's get in and let's meet Jordan. Here's the story, you guys. Let's just check this out. Here we go.
Treatments. So Jordan, take it away.
So I think in November, October, November of last year, just started to get just a small itch around my waistline. It progressively got worse, and I noticed that it was starting to move. It moved to just my rib cage on my sides, my shoulder blades on my back, and then I got just little random spots all over my body. I went to 3 different dermatologists, and I think I got quite a few different steroid creams, topical stuff, and quite a few pills that I took, and nothing, absolutely nothing relieved the itching. I started taking just scalding hot showers for half an hour of relief. I have my wife's dad mentioned that he used to see Dr. West, or his son did when he was younger, and I was at the point to where I would do anything. I'd pay any amount of money just to get rid of itching. So I said, I'll try it. I came up to Dr. West, and I called actually the same day I called, they got me in. Just super accommodating. I came in. It was completely different than any other doctor I had seen. We did blood samples. We looked at the blood together. We talked about a plan. Everything sounded amazing. So I started my IVs. I could tell right off the bat, the first one, I had relief all over my body. So I went home, told my wife, I was like, this is great. We're going to do it. I committed to 10 treatments. I'm so glad I did, because I was debating whether or not doing just lesser or just not as much. But It was just the right amount to get me to where I'm at. Virtually, I have almost no itch anymore. All the redness has gone away. The bumps have gone away. My skin feels great. The IVs did good things for my energy. I feel better, not as tired. Just all around, I'm working better, feeling better, better mood. So I'm just super thankful. I can't say enough. I'm glad I did it.
Good. We're so
Okay, guys, so let's talk about what we did for Jordan, because really there's a combination, and we're going to do, and I wanted to share with everybody this free book that we are able to put together, and I want to share that with people. It's the Thyroid Report. Now I just got to get my screen to cooperate with this. The Thyroid Report is so helpful in understanding what's going on when your body isn't functioning right because of the thyroid not working right, being gummed up, having disease infections in it. Matter of fact, I think that there's so many problems with the thyroid, not because it's not trying to work. It's because we've got viruses and bacteria inside of the thyroid gland. The body's trying to get the immune system to get rid of them. And what happens? Well, what happens is it becomes gummed up and it doesn't work. And that's what the story that we used with Jordan. Now you can literally get here and we could talk about the Thyroid Report. I wanted to share that with you. This is a free report that we've put together that you can download for free at drjasonwest.live. It's the second part. It's the patient success story. So there's two places to sign up. Just go down to the second place, and you can get the free Thyroid Report. This tells us exactly how you can help to naturally rehabilitate the thyroid, the secondary gland of detoxification. Now, one of my favorite ways to do this is to literally go through and give people a Japanese herb called yakatron. What does yakatron do? It literally has a natural antihistaminic effect, and it helps to clean the thyroid. Now, inside of the report, I actually talk about the exact things that we do for that. If you're having skin conditions, if you're having temperature or metabolism concerns, or brittle nails or extremely dry skin, like, you should get your thyroid evaluated by a functional thyroid doctor. What does functional mean? It means that someone that is not just saying, hey, let's just give you a thyroid medicine. Like, you got to look at your thyroid gland. That's important to do a TSH, a T3, and a T4. So there's at least 3 blood tests for it. If there's any history of autoimmune disorders, it's really nice to have a thyroid peroxidase antibodies test, or a TPO test. But that's just a little part of it. You also got to look at the pituitary gland, which is the gland that's up here that tells the thyroid what to do. And then the thyroid and the adrenal glands, which are fight or flight glands, are like this. And literally, it's all influenced by what they call the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, the HPA. Now, that's a mouthful, but let's just break it down to this. If your thyroid's working right, chances are that you're going to feel pretty good. If your adrenal glands are exhausted, it's going to kick over to the thyroid gland and you're going to get wiped out. And I see so many conditions of eczema, of urticaria, of skin rashes, of bumps. You know, a lot of times people get these bumps where they have these little hard kernels in their skin, and thyroid's a component, vitamin A is a component. And when we talk about the fight or flight response, if you go outside and you see a bear, a snake, a tarantula, at least for me, my heart rate's going to go up, my pupils are going to constrict, my breathing's going to go up. I get fight or flight response. I got to get out of there, or I got to fight the bad guy, right? Fight or flight. Now, what's happening with everyone now is their body can't determine, is it a tarantula, or is it a snake in front of me, or is it conflict with my neighbor? Is it coworkers? Is it my boss? Is it my customers? Is it my clients? Is it a vendor? Your body doesn't know. Is it that? Or then you fight or flight response because you're just trying to deal with stress. And this is why every single time we talk about patient success stories, it's about management of stress. Do you have a release valve? Is it gardening? Is it walking? Is it reading? Is it prayer? Is it meditation? Is it communication? Is it talking to yourself, which, by the way, is one of my favorite? Is it playing a musical instrument? Is it listening to music? Like, you got to get that on your schedule, and you got to find the one thing. And a special shout out to a patient that I had a great conversation with about today, Gina, you know what? She said, find the thing. Okay, well, we got to find the thing. So, along with that, what we can do is we can have a really nice thyroid cleansing effect using Yakatron. That's the Japanese herb that I have found is the most amazing thing that you can do for cleaning out the thyroid. And then the other thing, and I put this in the report. The report's just, whoops, it's just right over here. I can't believe this. It's right over here. This report, you can pick it up at Dr. Jason West. It's in the report right here, and you can see what you can do to help and support the thyroid gland. One of my favorite things, neural therapy. We take a glycolized ester of paraminobenzoic acid. It's a specific type of B vitamin, a little tiny needle, and you can treat the skin over the area. This wonderful natural treatment that makes the nerve endings open, close, and reset. So hyperpolarize, depolarize, repolarize. It has this amazing cleansing effect because the nerves, when you're created, the brain, the nerves, and the skin all come from the same developmental layer. And so you have the brain connection down to the central nervous system. Then you have a peripheral nerve that literally comes out and it goes into the organs and the tissues and the muscles and everything. Also, you have some cranial nerves that go in and can help control the organs. And so you have this reset therapy that you can do by using a German technique called neural therapy. So that are the treatments that we did with Jordan. You can see his story. He started off with a hive skin problem. What we really put his body in balance and really did some neat work on the thyroid. If you have thyroid dysfunction, there are other considerations than a lifetime of prescriptive medication therapy. And that's what I wanted to put together in this. That's why I created this free report. It's right here that you can access on our website, drjasonwest.live. It's the second part. So there's a top part of our free masterclass. And then underneath that, we have the thyroid report. And so let's just kind of go through this just a little bit. The thyroid, it's this wonderful organ that is a hormone which secretes chemical messengers for the body. So what happens is the organs can talk to each other. The adrenal glands can talk to the liver, and the liver can talk to the thyroid. The thyroid can talk to the pituitary. And why that's so significant is because when everything is in balance and harmony, I love this statement that comes from NASCAR, and it says this: when your body is totally dialed in, what occurs is you are on song. So what does on song mean? On song means that you are able to literally have this wonderful coordination and function that occurs, and it's just fantastic for overall health. So that's what we wanted to help with the program tonight, is to just give people some options and understanding of education and show people it's just not me saying it. Like, we have cases like this that happen all of the time. Next week, we have another patient testimony. We have a free masterclass that's coming up 6 o'clock Wednesday. It's on all of these different topics. We've covered arthritis, we've covered stomach problems, we get everything heart, atrial fibrillation, and a fluttering heart. We've talked about how come pecans are so good for the little Hebridean's nose on your knuckles. We've talked about why pineapple is so good, and cherries help to eliminate uric acid crystals, which is the improper breakdown of protein. And so I just want to invite you, if you are having a healthcare condition, every Wednesday night, invite you to the class. Every Thursday night, we talk about a patient success story. If you get your thyroid dialed in and cleaned out, so many times skin conditions go away, your energy comes back, the hives, the rashes, the urticaria vasculitis, all these little skin bumps and stuff. I've seen some really good outcomes with it. I don't want to say that it is the cause of every single skin condition. That's not accurate. But in cases like this with chronic inflammation, check out the thyroid. I'm Dr. Jason West and the West Clinic team. Thanks so much for watching this episode. Again, you can get your free ebook right here on this link, drjasonwest.live. The stories there, but also the links there. And we'll see you guys next Thursday night. Here's to your energy, balance, and longevity.